Greetings, YouTube. Mike Haley 7 here. This is my first moto vlog on this 2021 Kawasaki ZH2 SE Special Edition. As you can see, maybe I have 8.6 miles on the odometer. I've got 107 miles still empty. I'm doing 51 miles an hour. My tachometer is about 3.5. I'm in 6th gear. I'm in rain mode. And as you can see, yeah, looking pretty good, right? So this bike is this is the bike that I now own, and I got it for a really good price. I got it for a steal, really. Couldn't believe it. I'll tell you the debacle, the saga of the Kawasaki ZH2 purchase. Now, before I get into that, for the first 250 miles, they don't want you to go very much over 4,000 RPMs. Try to keep it below 4,000. And then for the next 250 miles, they don't want you to go over 6,000 RPMs. So that's why I'm babying it right now. I thought I had the quick shifter on, but apparently I did not turn it on. So I have to shift the old-fashioned way, which is fine. It's kind of getting me to remember what I used to do in the olden days. I'm up here in Virginia. I got this at a place called Ultimate Cycles in, I guess, Midlothian, or just outside of Midlothian, Virginia, on the highway. Let's see if this guy waved. He did. He waved. Well, he waved to what he considers to be a sport bike and what I consider to be a naked bike, and what Kawasaki calls a hyper naked bike. So you could say, in all seriousness, that I have gone hyper naked. And you're probably asking, oh my god, did he get rid of the Goldwing? No, I did not get rid of the Goldwing. I have both now. I have two bikes. I have my Goldwing and I have this bike. Alright, so let me tell you the debacle, the saga, the travails, as I ride with no wind protection whatsoever and my vents fully open because I was hot. Okay, so the place that I test rode the original bike, I had them run the numbers for me and tell me what kind of deal they could make me, and I wasn't really that keen on it. And when I got home and was reading the press about the bike and the different whatevers, and I saw that the video that they show all the time is from the actual Kawasaki company. Kawasaki Heavy Industry. Sorry, that's my pancakes coming back to say hello. And Kinohatu-san, or whatever his name was, Kinohatu-san, Kinohuta-san, I don't know, a Japanese guy, clearly reading off of cue cards, but doing a great job anyway. Talks all about the ZH2. That's what everybody else in the world calls this, the ZH2. But I'm American, damn it. So it's ZH2. And when I saw all the stuff that this model has, the special edition model, I thought, you know what, if I'm going to be getting in trouble with my sweet pea over this purchase, I don't want to do it over a used bike that may have been beat on and mistreated from day one. I want it to be on a bike that I started with and the features that I want on it. I did a lot of videos. Dave Moss has a bunch of videos. I watched them about suspension tuning and how you get there are two screws over here and one big screw over here kind of deal, and I thought, if I get the Skyhook technology one with the what do they call that now? Electronic suspension adjustment, I guess. They have mnemonics for it. K, Q, S, K, goes like a thing. Anyway, So all I would have to do once I get through the break-in period is I can dial in the suspension exactly the way I want it without having to pick up a wrench or a screw. It's an old stupid fat guy modification. And I got this bike for much less than the list price or the manufacturer's suggested retail price, which is pretty awesome. Can't complain about that. Also, this bike has other stuff I'll get into after I complete my story. So anyway, turns out the deal at the place where I went, which is a great place. I love Team Power Sports in Garner. They're great. And the deal just wasn't good, and I didn't want that bike, and so I called around and I found a place supposedly that said they had it. And so I said, yeah, do you have it in stock? Well, no, we have to order it, but it'll be here in like 4 days. Oh, okay, great. It'll be here in 4 days. So all right, let's run some numbers, do this and that. And he comes back with an interest rate that I wasn't really keen on, and a price that was, I thought, I'm not going to get any better than manufacturer suggested retail price. So, okay, fine. I didn't, I put money down on it that I could get back. So the guy calls me, when it's supposed to be in, and he says, oh, it's got stuck in customs, and so it's not going to be in for another several days. Okay, fine, waited more time. And then he says, all right, the bike's here. And I said, okay, well, you said you were going to send me pictures when it came in so I could drool over them, so send me some pictures. So he sent me some pictures, and he's like, cool bike, right? Can I ride it? So I sent him back, said, that's not the bike that I want. So an hour later, I get a phone call from the salesman's boss, and he says, yeah, Kawasaki sent us the wrong bike. Oh, Kawasaki sent you the wrong bike. Okay, well, what's going to happen? Well, it's going to take 7 to 10 days, and then we're going to build it and get it ready, and so beginning of April. And that kind of aggravated me. So then I started calling all around. I called everywhere. I called everywhere but your mom's house, basically, right? So I'm going to try to fix this mirror a little bit. Get this up to where I want it. And then out a bit. There we go. That's a lot better. And then this one, up a bit and out a bit. I can't see shit there. There we go. That's better. That's better. Five, 6. Come on. 6, 7. Okay, good. Got my cruise control set. So I called all around. I called probably about 14 places in North Carolina. And a lot of people, they didn't even know what I was talking about. I said, I'm looking for the Kawasaki, the 2021 Kawasaki ZH2 SE. And so we don't have any H2s. No, I'm not asking for an H2. I'm asking for a ZH2 SE. No, we don't have any H2s. Okay, thanks, bye. Or, we never see those. You're never going to find one of those. Oh, okay, fine. So I called this place in Virginia, Ultimate Cycles, outside of Midlothian, Virginia. And I said, do you have one? Yeah, we have one. They're like, you have one? Is it in stock right now? Yeah, it's in stock. And how much you asking? He told me, can I put a down payment on it? Yeah, well, yes, you can. All right, put a down payment on it. Hold it for me. Called back the original place, and I said, look, I'm ticked off because, and I didn't say ticked off, I was polite. I said, I'm concerned because when the sales kid uncrated my bike and saw what it looked like and took pictures of it and asked me if he could ride it as a joke, Never once did he realize that it was completely the wrong model. It was not the Kawasaki that I wanted. He says, well, you know, you should really blame me because I was the one that sent in the order, and you said you wanted, and he gave me the wrong numbers and letters. I said, I didn't send you that. That wasn't me. I did not send you that. But he's trying to blame me now for at first he was blaming Kawasaki for sending the wrong bike. Then he was blaming me for giving him the wrong information, and I never would have given him the wrong information because I know exactly what I wanted. Let's see, turn that in just a little bit. There we go. There we go. There we go. Sorry, folks, I'm maintaining my 4,000 RPM thing, you know. And then he says, the salesman says, well, you know, I'm surprised that you didn't know it was wrong when the kid told you what the price was, because the bike that came in was $6,000 more than the bike that you wanted. I said, the kid never told me what the price was. He just told me what the monthly payment would be. So I thought, well, no. Now he's trying to blame me again and the kid, saying we should have known better based on the price. So I said, look, I found the bike for $3,000 less, and if you can meet that offer, because I started out with you, I'll be nice to you. So when I told the guy that I could stay with them and wait the extra 10, 14 days, whatever, if they can, do right on the price because they messed up. He said, that's $3,000 discount. I said, well, I can get this bike, the same exact bike, and I don't have to wait for $3,000 less than you're asking. So, well, let me call my manager and see. Okay. And he calls me back. No, we can't do it. I said, all right, then I want my money back. So, refunded my money in very quick time, and boom, here I am on this bike. So, this place, Ultimate Cycles, apparently people come from all over the East Coast to buy bikes there because apparently they sell them at a very low price, which is pretty awesome. I'm not complaining. .3 miles on the clock. Range 187 miles to go. I guess the engine is 149 degrees. I don't know. I don't know what that is for. And another thing is 53 degrees. I don't know what that's for. The time is 3:20 p.m. I'm in 6th gear. I've got cruise control on. The only thing I don't like is it doesn't tell me what it's set at. I don't see it. I should tell you what it's set at. Anyway. Alright, so anyway. This bike I got very easily, very quickly. No fuss, no muss. I'm very happy with the deal. The people there are great at the Ultimate Cycles. Give them a consideration if you're buying a motorcycle. Give them consideration because they're good. And I talked to Larry. Larry was my sales rep. And he knows a lot about this bike. Very reassuring to hear that. Had it ready for me to go. It was in the front of the place when I showed up. I had to make an appointment to be there at 10, and here I am. So, riding around, heading home, back to Kapalaki. Bike sounds great. I don't hear the bike hardly at all. I can feel the bike, you know, the engine in my butt, but I don't hear it. I hear just the wind, really, and just the slightest little noise of the engine, which is wonderful. I don't have to listen to anything loud. The wind is not that bad. I'm only doing 58 miles an hour, so. Not even beginning to test this. I haven't even scrubbed the tires in yet. Got to scuff them in. At least 50 miles is the recommendation. So I'm just, you know, taking it easy. I got a BMW on my ass. But too bad. I got an RPM limit, and I'm not going over it. I know some of you will say, yeah, that's bullshit. I ride it like I stole it from the moment I get it. Well, you do you, I'll do me, and what I do is follow what the manufacturer says to do. So the manufacturer in the book says first 250 miles, don't go over 4,000 RPMs if you can help it. You know, of course you might go over a couple of times, but don't beat on it, basically. And then between 250 and 600 miles, don't go over 6,000 RPMs. So there you go. I know a lot of people are going to say, it's bullshit, that's just something they say. Same thing with the gas, right? I put 93 octane in it because, you know, that's what it says to do, put high octane, so I'm putting high octane. A lot of people, you don't have to put high octane. You can just put regular 87 in there, you'll be fine. You know, I tend to follow what the directions say. Try to, anyway, if I take the time to read them. And for stuff like that, I do tend to follow the directions. Some of you are probably thinking, oh geez, Mike, you're gonna kill yourself. Well, if I do, it's on me. It's my own damn fault. But I want to learn this bike. I feel like I'm a student of this bike and this kind of riding. And I need to take it one step at a time. And I do not want to be what Yami Noob calls a street Rossi. Not interested in doing that at all. I just want to be competent on this kind of motorcycle, if that is indeed possible. I'm not going to be able to do up my vents, I don't think. It's getting a little bit nippy. It's a challenge getting these zippers up when you're going down the road on a new bike and you see a corner coming. It'll make you flinch. 58 miles an hour, and my vents are closed, and I feel better again. Yay! I don't know what the temperature is. I guess it's 51 degrees Fahrenheit outside. That's what the 51 is. Okay, it's 51 degrees outside. And the bike temperature apparently is 150. So what does this bike have? Well, let's go over it. And I'll go over it without the formal nomenclature. I'll just tell you what I know it does in my own language. And then later on, I'll add in the stuff that it does. Okay, so First off, the dash is really nice. It tells you all you need to know. It even has some information in it that's just kind of a novelty, like lean angle, like what was my maximum lean angle on my ride. It also has a little thing on the left side in one of these views where it shows you what the G-force is. Is the G-force on the rear tire, the front tire? You know, if you're slowing down, speeding up. I don't know if that shows when you're actually pulling. I don't know. Anyway, it's got that. It's got road mode, rain mode, and sport mode. I'm in rain mode right now. It has the slipper clutch, making it easier to shift, and it also has quick shift. It has a quick shifter, and then a blip shifter for down. So quick shift is up, blip shift is down, which basically means you don't have to use a clutch. That's very handy dandy. I don't have it on right now, but when I do, I will definitely take advantage of that. The handling is good right now, but as you know or might not know, but I'm at the factory suspension settings, and I've got the quick shifter off. I'm in rain mode, so I think it's a bit stiff right now, but it doesn't feel bad. I don't feel the bumps too bad. I'll put the skyhook technology on later on and see how well that does. The skyhook technology is a thing where, imagine your bike is being held up in the air by a hook, and the wheels are touching the ground, but only, you know, not so heavily. So you don't really feel the bumps apparently so bad. So we'll see how that works out. And the special edition mode that I have is electronic suspension adjustment, both front and rear. The front's got the, I guess it's an inverted fork, and the rear is a single shock, and I can adjust my preload settings and all that jazz. I also have the Brembo Stylema caliper, which is better than the regular Brembo that's on the base model. I have the braided brake line. Apparently that's better. I have, this is the Brembo brake well, which apparently is better. This is a hydraulic clutch, and it's very easy to pull in. It's not heavy. Very simple. It's got a forgiving friction zone. And this has the Kawasaki kind of color green. I learned through, you know, watching YouTube videos about the history of Kawasaki, because I didn't know anything about Kawasaki, except that my dad loved them. When Kawasaki got into racing, they started to use this odd kind of a lime green color, neon lime green sort of. They called it the Kawasaki green, and that's their way of saying watch us pass you by kind of thing. When you see that green, you know you're in trouble, because you're going to get beat, something like that. And so yeah, that's what this is. And you cannot get the SE model in any other color but what this is. It's a Diablo black with this green thing, which is fine, you know, fine. It's growing on me, actually. The sparkles are really nice. So this might not be the video that you were possibly expecting, with me ripping it up and being crazy, but you know, this is the first ride I'm taking on my bike. I've ridden this model before in my test ride that you may or may not have seen. So I'm just kind of learning the ropes, treating it nice. I've only gone 33 miles so far. I haven't even scuffed the tires, and you're looking at the moments of birth for this. This bike is ass slapping new. It had 2 miles on it when I picked it up. 2. And I got it for a steal of a price. Now you might be, well, what's the performance like, Mike? You know, the engine and this and that. Well, the claim from Kawasaki, and of course, they always, you know, you can't really trust the claims until you do a dyno and all that, but, and you know, the company always, whatever numbers they have, it's at the crank, and then the dyno is always at the rear wheel, so take it with a grain of salt, but it's 197 basic horsepower, or brake horsepower, BHP, right? 197 horsepower, and 101 foot-pounds of torque. And if you're British or international, you know the PS and Newton meters, so you can do the math. I don't know what they are. I can't remember. The bike weighs 531 pounds. This is the SE model, and the SE weighs a little bit more because it's got the more stuff on it, electronics and the different Brembo. So it's 531 pounds. The base model is 527 pounds, wet, ready to ride. So the bike is kind of heavy, everybody says. I don't feel it because, you know, I'm coming off of a Goldwing. And so this bike feels light and fluffy to me. So the 0 to 60 time for this bike apparently is like 2.5 seconds. The maximum speed I've seen anybody go on this is 177 miles an hour. That was on a track. It was one of the professional motorcycle magazine people. He did 177. He recorded himself doing 172, and he felt kind of bad because he did something wrong. I can't remember what it was, but he went back on his own and he did 177, but he says it doesn't count because it wasn't on camera. Then, of course, that was on a track. I think that was on the oval, because this bike, when it was released, they had a big thing in Vegas, and you could ride it around the NASCAR oval, and they had another track that was kind of like a, you know, sport bike track. And that's what all the different reviewers were using when they did their review videos. You might be asking yourself, Mike, you know, what kind of riding are you going to do on this bike? Are you going to be street Rossi, illegal? No, that's not my intention. If I get caught up in the moment, then, you know, you might think, oh, geez, you know, Mike went against what he said. Maybe I got caught up in the moment. I'm not really shifting it well. Kind of clunky. 60, I gotta do 60. Oh well. I have no choice. I gotta do 60. Let's see if I can reduce it a little bit. It's blinking at me. It doesn't like the fact that I'm doing as fast as I am. A Hyundai Ionio. What the hell is an Ionio? I don't know. Can I do 59? Would it let me do 59 without blinking at me? Hopefully. Yep. It's not blinking at me. I don't want it to get too angry. Alright, so what am I going to name this bike? Everybody always wants to talk about naming. And other people are like, naming a bike is stupid. If you're naming your motorcycle, you're mentally deficient. You're emotionally scarred. You're a loser. Alright, well anyway. What am I going to call this bike? This bike is going to be called... I can't remember anymore. Oh! This bike's official name is the Banshee. And why is this bike the Banshee? Well, in Irish folklore, the Banshee was a ghostly-like woman who was wailing and keening, and usually presaged the death of a royal, the death of an Irish royal. And I know that I'm kind of just joking around here, but you know, I am in the male line. I'm a direct descendant of O'Neill. He was the O'Neill of the 9 hostages in Ireland many years ago. And I am a direct male line descendant, so I am an inheritor of the throne. I am royal blood. And so, if I end up dying, then this bike, being the Banshee, made the keening noise, which is the impeller on my ram air intake for the supercharger. And it does make a very unique noise, and I call it keening. The keening of my impeller. And she's green, Irish. There you go. When I got this bike just after St. Patty's Day, and so it all kind of fits together.